4 rounds in, and what do we know? Not that much yet, hey? Not that much. This is the Outside Gate with Steve Hall on the L4 Media Network. We're talking US Moto and anywhere the conversation goes. Welcome if you are listening. Thanks if you're listening. This is the first time we're going to do a race review, I guess you could say. But actually going to do them sort of quarterly through the season is what I'm going to have a go at. A lot of people out there doing them every week. So I sort of thought about maybe not doing every week, maybe doing just every quarter of the season. So joining me to have a crack at doing this is my mate from New Zealand. We've got a Kiwi on the line. It's Blake Maitland. How are you, bud?
I'm good, Steve. How are you?
Yeah, good, man. Thank you very much for your time. A little bit about Blake. So we know each other from both being probably the two most keenest listening avid fans of the Moto Limited show. So and both we become mates through that and become mates with Nick and Trent and that sort of thing, and had some adventures with those guys and that sort of thing during the course of that show. And now we're doing our own thing because I'm doing this, and Blake has been covering the New Zealand Nationals, which just started, and he has his Insta is the Moto Rundown, and he's about to start the Moto Rundown show once he gets his head around all the technical stuff that we've just been discussing. What a nightmare that is to learn. So,
oh, geez. For someone my age, you'd expect them to be good with computers. Not the case.
You're better with mechanical stuff, hey? So Blake is he's a motorcycle mechanic, but he's probably not the type of motorcycle mechanic he'd like to be. That's right.
Unfortunately, not.
Yeah, working on farm bikes mostly, hey? Still.
I've got dents in my head from the amount of headaches you come across,
Yeah. Yeah, working on farmers, UTVs and ATVs and
trying to weld rust really at this stage.
No worries, man. So just tell us a little bit about what you're going to cover once the Moto Rundown show's up and running.
So what I plan on doing is race reviews and just general talk of the New Zealand moto scene. Obviously, we just had the first official race of the season at Woodville. It's sort of its own standalone event. It's not actually part of the series. And normally that's where all the big hitters get their last sort of pre-season shakedown before it actually kicks off this weekend at Rotorua Motocross Park. So I hope to cover all those and just try to bring awareness to problems we have in motorcycling New Zealand. Not so much the governing body, but just how the sports run sort of from grassroots up. And yeah, just sprinkle bits and pieces in that catch my fancy. A few rider interviews, and anyone who actually knows me, big fan of everything racing on two wheels. So yeah, that's going to be the gist of it at this stage. But you never know where these things will go.
Cool, man. Cool. So Blake is, I would challenge anybody to have as much knowledge and watch as much worldwide motocross as this guy. So he's just been trying to find footage of the Indian Supercross, which was just on.
Oh,
we were just talking about it. So I don't know if there's any. Yeah, he's only been able to find some crowd camcorder. And I'm not joking about the camcorder. Some crowd camcorder.
It is not great.
So, yeah. All we know is Lee Hogan got a job over there calling so he calls the Aussie racing here. He got a job over there commentating. And we know that Mossy got second in one of the classes, and a young Aussie gun, Reed Taylor, won one of the. I think Reed Taylor won the 250s, and Mossy was second in the 450s. Is that right?
Yep.
So who beat Mossy? it'd be so, like, not picking on Mossy, but it would be an awesome story if an Indian guy beat Mossy. Like, imagine that for him.
Well, no, the Indian/Asian riders have their own separate class.
Okay.
The 250 India-Asia mix.
probably safer.
Mossy was beaten by none other than 2014 MX2 World Champion Geordie Tixier.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. So they got some Euros over there as well. Yeah.
Yes, got a
look,
decent
good on
amount.
them. Good on them. I hope they had fun. One thing about that I probably some of the listeners in the States and that wouldn't know, like India will spend the rich folk in India, they will spend money on sports. Like they will throw money at sports. We know
Definitely.
We know that through cricket. Like that is the place to become rich playing cricket is to go to India. So
one of the series title sponsors is the Toyota Hilux. So
yeah, well there you go. Unbreakable. Huh? That's it. I'm a Hilux man myself. So cool, man. All right. So let's get into this review. So I'm going to try and do these, I reckon, at after round 4, 8, 12, and then 16 just before the finale. So that's sort of the rough plan. Figure it out as we go. It might be different every time. Blake's going to give me a hand on all 4 of those. And you never know, if I figure out how to get more than one person on here, we might have Blake and someone else. We might even see if Nick or Trent want to have a go, eh? Bit of a reunion.
that'd be good.
Yeah, I've got to do some testing and make sure that my setup can handle more than one guest, basically. So, yeah, cool, man. So let's talk 450s. So basically, I'm just going to go over in the 2 classes who surprised us and done well, and who has been disappointing for whatever reason. So I'll kick it off, man. 450s, man. My surprises is Coop, so Cooper, and J Coop. So Coop basically because of like he looked shit house in Paris, and I know every year we get this skewed view of people from the race in Paris. Every year it happens. Like we get all excited or all disappointed about what happens in Paris because that's just the nature of us fans, you know. And every year every year in the end, Paris means fuck all, doesn't it? So I've got to try and remember that for next year. But I'm sure I won't remember it and I'll get excited again. But yeah, Coop, man, he is absolutely back on song. He looks like those finger guns are going to be coming out any time, I reckon. So he's looking good. So he's definitely my one. And then J Coop to a lesser extent, but I didn't think he would be anywhere near as good as he has been. He's been up and down a lot, and rookie, you're going to get that as a rookie.
Yeah.
He's crashed. He missed a main, all that sort of thing through crashes and that sort of thing. So he's points wise, he's back in 13th, 14th or something like that. But he's had a fastest qualifier. He's had top 5s, and he just looks good. He looks pretty comfortable out there considering, he's a rookie. What did he do last year? Three races?
I think he did 5 in the end.
He did do 5 there, yeah. So I guess there's a bit of experience behind him then, but still, but even those races he did last year, he looked good too, though, didn't he? So, it sort of surprised me. I would have expected Hunter to be doing just in general better than him.
Definitely.
Given, and once again, we were all excited about Hunter from Paris, weren't we? So, but
definitely,
Hunter's doing exactly what you'd expect from a rookie, I think. So,
definitely.
It's just sometimes Hunter gets measured against, or he always gets measured against his brother, doesn't he? His brother's not normal, so that's my sort of ones that have surprised me, man. What about you? Who surprised you, man, for 450?
Sneaky pick here, Dylan Ferrandis. I'm liking what I'm seeing. He's just keeping it real mellow.
Yep.
Yep,
Yeah.
keeping mellow, real consistent results, and not too much bike complaining at the moment. So, yeah, hopefully
He,
this is the year he makes it to the end.
he loves that Honda, doesn't he?
Oh, he raves about it more than Jet and Hunter with their own bikes. So,
Yeah, he loves it. Yeah, it's funny though, man. Like, it's funny in general. Um, the personality that very riders of this level are really fucking passionate people. All
yeah,
their emotions are heightened. And when they get the shits up with a team or a bike, they seem to be always really fucking happy when they're on the new bike, don't they? Like
yeah.
every
Normally
time.
by this point it dies off.
Yeah. It's usually just like to just fucking love it. This is great. And and a lot of that, I think it's just the change. They got away from that the people or the situation or the environment or whatever. They had some bad memories or people that they clashed with and all that, and they're somewhere new, and all the new people are rallying around them. So they always love the new bike, but it is, it's good. Like I'm fucking pumped, man, for Phoenix Honda. Love to see a privateer outfit like that doing well, and he's. But that said, man, like he probably is doing a little bit better than I expected, but I kind of expected him to be pretty good. Yeah, actually, I've got my predictions up here. So yeah, I didn't have him in the top 10 in my predictions,
Ah,
but I had him as an honourable mention. So he's doing a bit better than I thought at the start. Yeah. Yeah. Cool, man. Who else you
another
got?
one. Another one, even though it's just the one race he got a good result in, but I was stoked on McElrath in that fourth place at San Fran.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah. Yeah,
The poor guy's had an absolute rough go since moving to the
yeah,
450 class,
hasn't he?
and he's
What?
one of the nicest people like you can come across in the pits.
He's probably the best bloke in the pits, I reckon. Like, it's hard to say. Now that Brayton's retired, Brayton would have
Yeah,
been his competition for the nicest guy in the pits. And before that, Dunge, but yeah, like Shane's just the fucking nicest bloke ever, isn't he? So yeah, I don't think anybody would ever, have a bad word to say about that guy. So, but
and also there were some pretty good memes that came out afterwards from that TV interview about who is this guy. I've seen a lot of like Stone Cold Steve Austin
oh yeah,
references and
because he's got a fucking wicked
yeah,
handlebar,
the
fucking
gnarly
motor.
handlebars. Yeah,
I love it. I hope he runs with it. I love it. I reckon it's cool, man. But that's what all blokes grow a bit of facial hair after they go bald, though. Too, that's a done thing, because
I wish I could. I
remember he
wish I
was
could actually
getting
grow facial hair to
remember he was
begin
getting
with.
Shane was getting real thin. Remember he'd take the helmet off and he's
Yes.
getting real
Yep.
thin, and then the next
Yep.
year he turns up and he's just shaved it all off, which is what you got to
Just
do.
fully committed.
You got to commit once it's going. That's what real men do. No implants or anything like that. When it's going, you just embrace it, get the razor blade out and into it. So, that's the go. There's a couple of good ones, man. Yeah. Any other surprises for 450?
Other than that, really, there's not really surprises. It's more like oh, he's doing a little bit better than expected, or a little touch
Yeah.
worse than expected. There's not really any massive peaks that I'm spotting at the moment.
Yeah. We don't really know much yet, do we? There's a lot of
No.
guys. There's a lot of guys looking pretty good. Nobody's
Mm,
looking outstanding, but there's like 4-5 guys that are looking pretty good.
definitely.
So which is for fans, it's fucking perfect, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, I've been loving it so far.
how good was A2, man? How good was A2? That was the most fun thing I've watched for a while. I can't remember since it was the best round of this year by a mile, that's for sure. So didn't have a lot to stack up didn't have a lot to beat, but after two mutters and a walk away win, so
But even compared to other Triple Crowns we've had in the past, I'd say this is probably one of definitely on the podium, if not one of the best Triple Crown events we've ever had.
Because there was just battles everywhere. You know, every position in the top like 6 was just battle. You know, it was so good and different winners and all 3 of the winners had individual really good rides. You know, and you see Chase win and you're like, fuck, like Chase looks good. He's probably going to run away with this, and then the next minute, it changes and they all had one where it wasn't. They had a bit of a rougher start or something, and it all leveled up, and that was cool, man. Who's your 450 disappointments of the season? I think there's one real obvious one. But so I'll start, man. I'll start, man. So the real obvious one is Christian Craig, man. Like, fuck.
Dude.
His teammate as well. But Mookie, you can actually pinpoint the reasons, and some of it might be his fault. He's just the luck, man. Like, fucking, what is he? What's there's something, He's got some bad mojo going on there with his luck. Like, what the hell is happening? But Christian just looks, but Christian's like legitimately just riding shit, They do the little pop-up promos, during the broadcast. Yep. The one of him, man, he doesn't look well. Now, that can be, a bloke cannot look well because they are riding shit and they're stressed about their job and they're stressed about their riding, and it could be a stressful look. But he really looked unwell, as in, like, has he been crook? Is there more? Because, we don't get told this shit,
No.
Still, he would know all about it. But, a lot of the time you don't know. We could find out in 6 weeks' time and he's riding heaps better and it's like, oh, I was really sick at the start of the year or something like that. Because he just, he sort of, he's a good-looking bloke and he's usually, sort of smiling and that sort of thing. He just looked sort of pale and drawn. He looked like he was unwell on that sort of, and then that was even sitting there for a promo for the big screen, and he still looked unwell. So he was probably trying to look well. So I really did notice that. But yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on there. He is heaps better than where he's been. Like he's not a 20. I don't know exactly what his finishes are, but there's been plenty of times where you look and he's like 19th, 20th. And that's
2014.
Yeah, man, like he is way better than that.
You got to feel real bad for him because it's contract year.
Yeah, the 14 should be the bad week.
Spots open. There's not many spots open for next year.
And it is a contract year, that's right.
If he ain't turning it around, it could be the end of him, unfortunately.
Well, end of a factory ride. I mean, a guy like that's going to get a ride somewhere, but
he would also be a good fit for Phoenix.
Yeah. Once a guy that age loses a factory ride, I mean, look how fucking good Dylan is, Well, him and Dylan are good mates. Maybe they both end up there. But they're good mates after that. After the big incident a few years ago, they ended up good mates, didn't they? So yeah, cool, man. And then my other one, and it's not his fault, but your guy. So Blake's a massive Kenny fan. You're the number one. You're the number one Kenny fan of the world. Yeah.
Got the shirt on and everything. The World Championship shirt.
Dude, fucking, he's had bad luck too. Like, he's looked fucking great most of the time, but just he's made some mistakes though. He's made some mistakes, and he's had some shit luck. But as far as how he looks on the bike, his speed, like, it all just hit the results and the points and all that does not match up to the eye test, I guess is the best way I could put it. Yeah.
There's an alternate reality out there where Ken Roxon is currently the points leader. You can see it though, can't you?
Oh yeah, no.
Little things not occurred, red plate would be on Hip Suzuki.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Like, oh, he was my pick for A1. Like, and I'm not like seriously, he was my pick for A1.
He's my pick for every race.
So yeah, I know that, man. Yeah. Hey, tell a story. I've told a few people. Tell a story about what Vince said to you in your Kenny shirt at Melbourne.
Yeah, right. So we're in the autograph signing line. Unfortunately, Ken's gets cut off right as we're about to enter his queue. So naturally, we get devoted to everyone else. And, I'm just chin wagging with everyone, getting shirts and whatever signed. Come up to Vince, and he notices I've got my Ken Roxon shirt on. And he goes, "Oh, you're a big Ken fan, aren't you?" I'm like, "Absolutely." And he goes, "I'm going to apologize in advance for cleaning your guy out." I'm like, "Don't you dare say that. Otherwise, I'll come for you. I'll bolt through security to come after you." And we had a good chuckle. Dude,
Yeah.
as much as a dickhead he is on the track, he's a really good bloke off the track. And he
Well, that's
really
what
leans into it, which you got to appreciate.
Yeah, that's what everyone says. Though. Everyone says he's just like the nicest guy, and it's just like he puts on that helmet and he just turns. Yeah, he just turns like a fucking vampire or something. Like it's just
Oh, yeah. Like, I don't
it's,
even get super pissed if he does dumb stuff anymore, unless it's to Kenny. But at this
yeah,
stage, I just shake my head and just go, "That's Vince."
yeah. I don't know. I'm torn on Vince, man, because I can't help that, but get a laugh. I laugh. It's funny. It is funny. There's a line where he's could hurt people where that's not funny, but
Oh, definitely, yep.
but but just the takeouts and the weird shit and all that sort of thing.
Anything on the ground, I'm fine with.
Yeah, not in the air. Yeah,
No.
keep it straight in the air. That's probably the main one that's not funny, but yeah.
Maybe Freddie and Noran should think about that.
Oh yes, yeah. I saw that. Everyone saw that because Kenny
Blew
posted
him
it
out
up.
on the IG.
Yeah. Kenny posted that up. Damn, yeah. I'd say Freddie probably. Yeah, it's a bit hard to tell, but I'm sure Freddie.
It wasn't intentional.
Yeah, he's gotten a bit crossed up on the up ramp or whatever's. Something's had that. But yeah, fuck, that was close for Kenny. Yeah, no breaks in the air, man. So
Everyone's just blowing each other out on Instagram. It's bloody amazing, isn't it? It's a good laugh now.
It's been hot lately. It's been hot lately. We're not going to dive into the Ando jet thing because it's been talked about to death. So yeah. We'll leave that. We'll leave that. That's honestly, man, it's mostly just funny.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
mostly just funny. Who's your 450 disappointments, man?
Other than Christian, Justin Hill for the first few rounds wasn't looking super flash, but at the same time, he starts really slow, and by the end, he'll be knocking on top 10s or whatever.
Yeah, and I did hear just one of the shows very recently. Like I'm like you, I listen to everything. I can't remember who reported it, but he is dealing with something with his back as well. Justin
That's
Hill.
right. Yeah.
He's got a strain, or there's something going on with his back. So
yeah, that's always a finicky one, isn't it?
That could last all year. It could come good in a couple of weeks. Who knows? Because he was so good last year.
He was dealing with that in World Supercross, wasn't he?
He may have been, man. Yeah, I don't recall hearing about it in that time. I just, literally just one of the shows I was listening to yesterday. All the Monday stuff that comes out.
Yeah.
Or Sunday night stuff that we all listen to. We listen to on Monday down here. So,
one more.
Yeah,
I know you're a big fan of him. AC,
man.
It's not so much a disappointment. I'm just bummed for the guy.
Yeah, man. Honestly, man, how I feel, man. I think it's over. I think it's kind of over. and it's probably for the best, you know.
Yeah, I got a flashback on my phone the other day on Instagram while scrolling, and it was 2020 A1 and how he almost won that. I'm like, damn.
Yeah,
The downfall has been extremely upsetting.
yeah, it's fucked. You know, he did you see his Insta post when he was basically back home talking about it?
I don't believe I did.
Yeah, fuck man, grab the tissues if you're an emotional type. Grab the tissues before you watch that. Oh, it's probably gone now from this because the stories don't
Was
stay
it a
up.
story?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you never know. It might be there, but yeah, because you can save stories if they're. I'm still fucking hopeless with that stuff. You
Yeah.
can save them somehow if they're a good one or something, but yeah, man, he's just super flat, just talking about how he yeah, he couldn't fucking hang on, and that's his good arm, like the finger things on his good arm, and it was
Yeah.
playing up, and he was just like really unsafe out there, and so
Yeah, I
yeah,
can
that was
kind of relate to that. I've got a pretty bung wrist that has got a slight bit of nerve damage, and yeah, every now and again you'll be riding and I get pins and needles,
yeah,
and that gets really hard to hang on. But I'm sure his is a lot worse, being
mm,
he's riding on much more techie tracks than I can ride.
yeah,
And yeah, it's just not pleasant because there's nothing you can do. You either
no,
just roll around and finish, or pull off and be safe. It's a
yeah.
lose-lose really.
Yeah, man, like it. Like I didn't. I felt terrible saying it, but I didn't have high hopes for this season.
No, I was just
So
hoping he could just finish it out in one
yeah,
piece, but
yeah,
Prado
yeah,
didn't help the situation at A1 though.
yeah. And who knows, man? Like uh, Ping. I don't know if you listen to Ping. Do you listen to Ping Gree? Whiskey Throttle.
I do from time to time, yeah.
Yeah, he dropped a pretty heavy hint about Prado. He reckons Prado will be back and he'll be letting the good times roll.
Oh yes, I actually was
Did
listening
you
to
hear
that
that?
today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
did you
it's
hear
good
that?
times roll.
Which is it's a very heavy hint as to, and he said he believes there's a handshake or a verbal agreement about 2025, and he'll be letting the good times roll. So
That
we
would
can
be a
all
crazy switch for me because
we can
I've been
all
watching Prado since what year was it? I believe it was 2014 EMX 125s,
yeah.
and he was KDM rookie bulls with Kiwis Josiah Natsky.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's when I first became aware of Jorge Prado.
Mm.
Which, by the way, if anyone wants to watch a great season from start to finish, that year of 125s was incredible
See
with
that?
Maxime Renault and Conrad Muse as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
constantly
If
just
you're telling me
switching wins
this,
throughout the year.
if you're telling me this, I believe it. I believe it if you're telling me, man. What's the weirdest series thing? I can remember once you were telling us you'd watched. Was it like you were watching Brazilian stuff or Argentinian or
I'm
something?
a religious watcher of Brazilian Arenacross.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
yeah, that's it. So that's what I'm talking about. Worldwide fan here. Like no one's he's across the Indian Supercross, the Brazilian Arenacross. Like he's
I actually had a good quick chat at Melbourne Supercross with Kay Clayson and Anthony Rodriguez
yeah,
about Brazilian Arenacross, and we just hit it off.
yeah,
Anthony agreed that Paulo Alberto could do something in World Supercross. Very good rider from Portugal.
from Portugal. And
Mm.
he goes down and does the Brazilian Arenacross, does he?
Yeah, he floats between Brazil and Portugal for his stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting deal, but he's a very good rider. Clean
Mm,
sweep last year's series.
cool. We might see him in World Supercross too, man. 450 only.
I don't like that. I don't like
talk.
the sound of it.
I don't like the sound of it either because it's like it's you're going to travel and pay your money and all that to see one class. Like it's half a show, isn't it? That's just as a fan. That's my reaction as a fan. I mean, they might do a format where they'll have to do a format where the 450s have semis, or it's going to have to be some more. They can't just do 450 heats and mains. You know, there's got to be more to it. But
I'm a massive fan and advocate for World Supercross. Being in New Zealand, we've got next to none of it.
Yeah,
well, pretty much zero.
Mm.
And I want it to eventually one day come back here in other countries, because I know there's other people around the world, and like in our shoes, we can't go to an event and watch. So for them to bring the show to you, it's just the concept's good, but I understand there's logistical nightmares with taking anything around the world.
Yeah, it's I hope it works. I hope it all works. It keeps going and all that. But geez, it's never good news, is it? It's never good news coming out from the start. That's never been good news. It's always something that's not happening rather than something that is happening. We're doing less rounds now. We're doing less classes and all that. But I mean, if you're not living in the US, like you want this shit how else were you and me watching Kenny race last year?
By the time I get my financial sorted and save enough money to go over there, he might not even be racing. Most of those good dudes won't be.
So World Supercross let you see your hero in Melbourne, so
twice,
yes,
because I went the first year as well.
Well, the first year I would have needed a hovercraft to get there because we were fucking.
That's
flooded.
right. Yeah,
we were flooded in. Yeah, I sold my tickets to. I gave him away, but then he gave me some stuff in return to
Dazzler.
The Dazzler, Trent's old man, Trent, Daz and Trace. They went with the tickets that were mine and my daughter's. So cool, man. Let's talk 250s then, hey, or anything else on 450s. You want to touch on?
Looking at the results, nothing really. I suppose under beta for actually putting it into a main event.
Yes, that was
because
cool. And
it was looking pretty ugly the first two rounds.
Yeah, and that was so overshadowed because it barely got a mention anywhere. I remember I mentioned it just in a group chat, but because that was AP's win, and it was the Biffo, the helmet shake, and all that. So Beta's first win was just obscure, but it's cool for him. Like that's in the record books.
Yeah.
If they stick around and do any good stuff, that's in the record books. Benny, the man.
It was my worst fear with that bike mechanical DNFs. Because I don't know how. Do you pay much attention to the GPs?
No, man. No, I don't. I know I should, and I think I'm going to make an effort to try to this year.
Because the first year they had that bike, there was a lot of DNFs with Van Horbeek and Cliche.
Engine stuff
mostly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Because the bike was pretty underpowered, Van Horbeek's words, at the start.
Yeah.
Because they got the chassis and the suspension and everything dialed from the beginning.
Yeah.
But the engine was not the most reliable because they were pushing their current engine setup, I guess, beyond its means.
Yeah, and that
especially in sand rounds, you can always count on, and they've gotten better every year. But Supercross is a whole other ball game, and then they've get thrown two mudders in the first 3 rounds. So
but
they're in, and they're consistently going to get in. I'm just looking for the Colt Nichols coming back.
Although it's cool, John Short getting a run is really cool though too. Like,
He's getting close. He's been sniffing around.
He was very close. Yeah. All right, man. 250. So my 250 surprises, man. Levi, man, I didn't expect him to be as good as he is. He is. I'm probably picking him for the title now, just because I know Smitty's going to cartwheel around, and smash his fucking bike up and get like 15s or something. We know that's I hope Smitty or RJ wins. The old boys. I want the old boys to win.
Yeah, RJ was my title pick pre-season.
Yeah, and but Levi looks like a new man. Absolutely,
very consistent,
like a new man,
and
doesn't he?
Smooth.
Yeah,
looking really good. It's funny how his style on the bike's changed compared to the Yamaha. Have you noticed that? He doesn't hang off the rear as much.
He was talking about it on a show recently. Yeah, and sort of he was saying that with the because the Cowie steers a lot better. Steers a lot better than the Star bike did. So he's not having to sort of get over the front as much, and he's sort of riding a bit more neutral and a bit, yeah. So he was sort of explaining all that sort of stuff, but yeah. But so did you notice that? Did you just notice that before he said anything?
Yes, especially the first couple of videos, even on outdoors, because on the Yamaha he had a real hunched overlook, always seeing quite far back on the bike, and now he looks a lot more central, way more smoother with his body movements, and just looks real clean everywhere. He mentioned, I think he was talking to Justin Hill, and when Justin Hill won the title in, what year was that? Was that 16?
About then, yeah, I can't remember exactly, but
I think it was
about then.
All Justin did to take it to the next level was just clean everything up and like avoid clipping everywhere, a bit more roll. And looks like Levi's done that to a T. He's just looking real good. Yeah, he's a surprise to me as well.
And he's riding. He's practicing with Chase and Kenny. So I mean, fuck, that's that's a good hell of a good recipe there for cleaning up your riding style, isn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah. No more steg pegs.
No.
Remember when he was running the steg pegs on the Star bike?
Count that in as something you thought you'd never see in American racing. Steg pegs.
That's right. Steg pegs. We know all about steg. Do Kiwis run steg pegs much, like off-road bikes and that?
Yeah, the off-riders seem to run them, but motocross, nah.
Nah, like I can't. And I mean, look, I'm an old slow fucker anyway, but I can't see much benefit for motocross. It's more like when stegs are sort of what they were made for was when you're hanging off the back of a bike in the fucking desert for for extended periods that your legs get so locked in that your arms get a rest. That's basically what they're designed for. They're designed for Hatter and Fink when you're tearing down a long straight for like 2 minutes, and you can just literally lock your legs into those rubbers. And they also like a lot of unfit guys like them for trail riding.
Yeah,
because I was one, because on long uphills you can lock your legs in and you don't have to hang on a spot on a long uphill. So you can really lazy ride a 450 up a hill because you lock your legs into those rubbers and you just fucking twist the throttle and it'll just carry you up rather than you having to do any work. When I was a fucking fat, unfit trail rider, I used to run stegs all the time. But I got fit and improved at a late age. I improved my riding style like heaps with help from some friends, and I ditched the steg pegs. But not that I'm any comparison to any of these guys we're talking about. But yeah, it was really weird to see a young fit pro putting them on a star Yamaha. That's for sure.
And then for the whole team to start using them afterwards was
Because there's a few of them
crazy.
ran them here and there and trialed them and that sort of thing. Yeah, yeah. But I guess it's if it works, if something works, it works. So hey, and then my other surprise is Bourdon, man, because I know fuck all about him. But he's on a Bar X Suzuki and he's doing great. So it's a surprise. I can't shed much more light on it other than that he's French and he's on a Bar X Suzuki and he's doing great. So you know a bit more about him, probably.
No, I don't know everything, but I've seen it named for a few years now, mostly in the French Supercross series and ADAC.
Yeah.
And he sort of came to the Americans' attention in Paris when he won, I believe it was the 5th race against VL for Bud Racing.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, what's this guy? But really, if you've been paying attention to the SX Tour, he's right up there with the likes of Aranda and Ramet and all those guys.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to remember the first time I seen that name. Maybe when he was racing EMX 250 a few years ago.
Yeah, yeah. How old is he? How old is he? Do you know, what roughly is he?
I want to have a guess at mid-20s.
Okay, yeah. So he's
not too bad.
Not young, not old for a rider. Yeah.
Mm.
Cool, man. Who's your surprises then for 250s?
Well, Anthony Burden, just like you said.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I knew he would be top 10, but he's flirting with top 5s and looking really good.
Really
on
good.
A bike that's arguably not the best.
Yeah. Good
Even
motors.
those Bar X bikes. Yeah, those Bar X bikes are real good.
Fast.
But compared to his competition, he's done really well. And I'm hoping he sticks around for next year's season, whether just be on Bar X again.
Yeah.
So I feel like he has a lot more to offer in the States. Because I feel like in Europe he's hitting a bit of a ceiling. Like he's already at the top there, and all he's going to be doing is just racing Tixier, Subaros, Aranda, Escoffier, those sort of dudes.
Yeah.
And you can only progress so much when you're already at the ceiling.
Yeah.
If he hangs around the States for a few more years, who knows? Star Racing will need a 12th rider.
Yeah, that's right. Bobby will just fucking sign him.
Probably just rip the contract right in front of him. You come run for us.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Bobby will fucking snap him up for sure, man. Who else, man? Who else you got? Who else is your surprises for 250?
Club MX in general.
Yep.
I was bummed. I was really hoping Garrett would win San Diego.
Yeah.
I was cheering for him, and when he got past, I fell to the floor. I'm like, come on. Because do you watch all the YouTube, the Club MX YouTube?
I watch hit and miss. Yeah, hit and miss. I do, but yeah, not all the time. Yeah,
it's one of my favorite series because
it is a good one.
It's so raw.
Yeah,
and you get more fill, which can't go wrong with more fill in your life.
No, you cannot go wrong with more fill. That's for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Again, same thing. I was hoping Phil would get that podium. Because he's had the podium outdoors in 450, but I feel like I'd be more stoked with a 250 regional podium than a 450.
Yeah, it's still a Supercross podium, isn't it? It's a Supercross. As cool as outdoors is, and like I love outdoors. I'm an outdoors man, but Soupy's still more prestigious, isn't it? It just is. It just is. So
I actually ran through the archives the other week for San Fran because we hadn't raced there since 2010.
Yeah.
So I want to see if there's any current riders who raced that event. Phil was one of 4 riders
who
who
are the others?
That.
Who are the others?
Josh Hill, he got 2nd.
Yeah, yeah.
Kyle Chisholm.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Phil was on, I think, a privateer KDM. And Max Anstey on Star Racing Yamaha.
Oh, right. I thought you were going to say Billy Laninovich. That's yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. That Max's first go round. Yeah. First go round on the
well before I started watching.
Yeah. Cool, man. Honestly, it's before you would have been able to watch. Before you would have been able to watch. I
The
reckon.
first year I watched was 2014.
Same. Same,
So the
because you get the
first
international
450.
pass. You got the international pass.
No, I watched on YouTube at school.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Because that
first
it was 14. I'm pretty sure it was 14 when you could first get the international pass. Before that, it was really hit and miss YouTube bits and pieces,
yeah.
and it was fucking hard to get a look at. A lot of the time on YouTube, though, you'd only find the 450 Bane. You wouldn't be able to find 250s, all that.
Yeah. I didn't watch that 250 race because I couldn't find it. But the first race I watched, 2014 Anaheim one, and who won that?
That was that Chad? No.
No.
Oh, that was Ken.
Yes.
No, it was Ken.
Yep.
Yeah, that was Ken on the KTM.
Yep, that's when Stu swapped it in the whoops.
Yeah, that was Ken. And Chad
Anderson won the 250 race on Rockstar
that was the year
KTM.
that was the year that Chad won a couple of races early, though, wasn't he? He had a bit of a resurgence.
Yes, I think. 14. Yes, he did. I think he won 2 that year. He won A2.
A2 and Glendale or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And he had the points lead briefly over Villo, I think. Yeah.
I'm not sure about the points lead, but he was right in it.
Yeah. I remember
and
that.
Then he crashed in the whoops. I think he tagged someone's rear wheel.
Yeah.
In the whoops
he
and
did.
Broke his collarbone.
Yep.
That was a good season, 2014.
It was a good season. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It was like Stu's last big push.
Last hurrah.
He was really good that year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Time flies, doesn't it?
It does, man. Fucking 10 years. 10 years ago.
10 years rooting for Kenny.
That's it. 250 disappointments, man. So I got a big one here. So I
already know where this is going.
It's no secret I'm a Joe Shimoda fan. And what the fuck, Joe? Like, just what the fuck? It's been bad, man. He showed a couple of flashes of speed, but overall it's been shit house, yeah. And there's no sort of there's been some things out of his control, but
definitely.
But even that aside, he just hasn't been fast enough. He hasn't looked good enough to what he's capable of. So, and it's mostly because of the mechanical. He's fucked. He's out of the title chase now. So,
yeah. We looked too much into Paris, didn't we?
Yeah, but I mean, with Joe, I was just sort of looking into like last year, that sort of thing, as well. Like, but he often does start years slow too. He'll probably win a few races at the end of the season when it's too late. I'm a Joe fan, so that was disappointing. And man, and what a disappointing year for Honda so far. Like they'll be right. We know they're going to be right, but like they've had one podium across 4 rounds, and that podium was the A1 450 win, which is like the best one you want. But still, that's a fair bit different to last year. That's for sure, isn't it?
Honestly speaking, though, I was not picking Joe for the title. I didn't think he was going to set the world on fire, but I did not think it'd be this bad.
Yeah, no.
I 4 rounds in, and he didn't have a podium.
Yeah,
that's shocking to me.
It is. It's terrible. Well, I would have thought. I thought RJ was the man to win, and I would have put Joe like as set my second choice, second favorite,
second or third. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
but he just looking at him on the start line, he's almost, I don't know, he looks concerned, like on the start line. He looks worried. He doesn't look fired up.
Yeah.
And when he doesn't get a good start, he's just real timid. He's like not wanting to make contact with anyone. He rides real cautiously. And I'm wondering if he's starting to get a mouthful in the ear with that.
Yeah. It's no good, man. No good. Hey,
I really hope he turns it around, though.
the other one who we've been just mentioning is RJ, man. So RJ, he to me, like, this is his time. This is his time. This season is his time. Jets
Absolutely.
fucked off out of his hair. You know, he's gone, and that's those Lawrence brothers are fucked off. This should be RJ's season. This is when he should be winning. You know,
And it
and
looked like that after A1.
yeah, and now I don't know. I'm not sure how many points down or whatever he is, but yeah, he should be.
He's 8 points down.
Yeah, so it's not over. He's still there,
No.
but to me, he should be at least 8. I would have thought he's at least 8 points up by now.
Yes.
And he's thrown some points away too. Like, literally, he's thrown some points away on them.
Man,
He's thrown them on the dirt. So
he's had quite a few face palm moments, hasn't he?
yeah,
More than last year, though.
yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean, he's always done.
Other than that one where he crashed out.
Yeah.
In the A2 Triple Crown.
Yeah.
And the infamous dive bomb at East Rutherford.
Yeah, which is
he was pretty good last year.
Yeah. The dive bomb, man, that's one of the greatest moto moments of all time.
Oh, it's amazing. He just enters the TV frame, already crashed, and just sliding.
That will always be one of my favorite things of all time moto things I've seen. Yeah. That absolute belief and commitment. That was just fucking excellent.
And then I just panned to him afterwards. His face just covered in mud, and all you see is eyes and teeth.
Eyeballs, yeah, that's it. And it just it was great, man. So who's your 250 disappointments?
I'm just having a quick gander through the results. I was hoping Beaumare would have shown a little bit of flash at the Triple Crown. I'll give him a pass on the mutters. He's from Lake Havasu. It's dry as a bone up there.
Yeah.
But again, my other one is not so much a disappointment, but just bummed about Max Volan.
Oh, man. Well, yeah, I mean,
I'm bummed about that.
I nearly wrote it down, then I didn't. I thought I don't even want to talk about it. But man, yeah. So I mean, like I'm good mates with his mechanic.
Yeah.
And I was so fucking excited for him, and I was so fucking excited at A1 and all that, and then I'm just fucking heartbroken for Max and for my boy RH2 too. So yeah, I just hope that he gets back, sooner rather than later. I know with hip things like that, from what I hear,
his last hip injury had him out for a while.
Yeah, from what I hear, you don't know. I think it varies a lot on recovery time. From what I hear, it depends how long it was out and how hard it was to get back in and all this sort of stuff. But yeah, that's shit house, man. Shit house.
Even worst case scenario, he doesn't get back racing this year. I hope he gets a second chance on that team. I really hope so.
I'm sure he would, man, because he looked really good. He was really showing good signs. He was looking really good, So yeah, man, that was a tough one, man. Who's your 250 disappointments?
Let's see. There's nothing that's jumping out at me, really.
Yeah.
I was hoping by now Stapleton would have made more than one main.
Yeah.
I'm a big Banger fan.
Yeah. He
was actually New Zealand Supercross champ early 2010, somewhere around there.
Okay, was he? Jeez, I don't even remember that, man. But yeah, I mean,
I only know that because there's like a documentary TV show thing on YouTube of the 2011 season.
Yeah.
And can't remember if he raced that year, but he was definitely mentioned the year before.
Yeah.
Maybe winning the Junior Lights title on a Honda.
Yeah.
But he's just an Aussie just getting after it, isn't he?
Mm. Yeah, man. Yeah, he's sticking it out over there. And speaking of Aussies that are having a red hot crack, old Joel Whiteman, man, he's going all right.
Yes.
He's going all
Yeah.
right. He'll get it. He'll get into main. He'll get one. He's pretty close
He's
a couple
nipping
of
at the
times.
heels now.
Yeah. So yeah, good on him. Good on him having a red hot go, because he's one of these guys like Joel. He's pretty fucking good, you know. Like
Oh
he,
yeah.
he's one of those guys that I think in the Aussie stuff, if he was given more of a chance, you know, because he turns up privateer and that, or with a little bit of support, and he's right on the heels of the factory guys when he races in Australia.
Yeah.
So,
And you see a couple of those rides just stay vacant. And it's like, come on. He's been nipping at the heels of the factory dudes for the past couple of seasons.
yeah, yeah. And then there's been times where, like I don't know whether it's through injury or what he can afford and that, where we haven't seen him for a little while, and then he jumps back in and that sort of thing. So yeah, cool, man. Let's talk a bit about the East coming up this weekend.
East Coast.
Yeah, man. So I'm hoping for a knockdown, drag out battle between Faulkner and Deegan. That's my wish. That's what I want to see. And I want Forky to win. I want Faulkner to get a title.
Me too.
That's
Me too.
what my heart wants. And but what my head says is they're the two guys. It should be between those two. Obviously we're a little worried about how Deeg's wrist is. Wrist, hand, scaphoid. That's sort of more hand, isn't it?
Scaphoid.
Yeah.
Somewhere around
hand.
there.
Is that like this down here? Like under it's down in here.
I'm not the one to label bones. I break them, that's about it.
I think it's like here, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, right.
But the thing is, if he gets just a decent result in Detroit, he's got 3 weeks after that before their round 2. So, you know, if he gets a 5th or something, you know, that's cool. Stay safe, you know, and then get after it after that. So yeah, I think that's the two that, you know, should be the favourites. And then I've just written down a few other names, man. Like that, I just wrote down the names of other guys I think could win a race, and that's McAdoo. He could win a race.
Yep.
But he could also like cartwheel off a fucking dragon's back and make a fucking highlight reel again. You know, huge.
That's still one of the most wild moments in racing in recent years.
Man,
unreal. The whole Atlanta stint was just crazy.
Yeah. Huge Max Anstey hype, which I don't buy into. I don't.
You don't?
I really like Max, and I hope it's true because he's one of the nicest guys. But I've seen before the hype that's built off World Supercross and Aussie Supercross, and it generally doesn't fucking translate that well to the US stuff. You know, when they hit the big leagues, usually doesn't translate.
Just don't forget about last year's season, though.
Yeah, I know. You know, if we get another
more podiums than Deegan.
Yeah, if we get another Mata, he's the man. But so I hope I'm wrong. But you know, I never really do buy into much of the what is it? The test track.
Flying at the test track.
Flying at the test track. I never buy into that too much. But
look at Malcolm.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, that's it.
Or Craig last year.
Yeah, Christian Craig was flying last year. You know. Apparently
to the ground at A1.
Yeah, Daxton Bennick. He should be great, you know. But I think you're going to see out of him, you're going to see wicked speed. He might win something, but probably a lot of mistakes.
Yep.
Just comes with that first full-time year sort of thing. He's on a great rider, great program, great bike. Like everything should be really good. Hammaker, but I think Hammaker's still coming back from injury a little bit. Like I think there's
heavily underrated though.
He could win a race if he's fit. If he's good,
he has won a race.
Yeah, if he's healthy, man, like he's a contender really.
His podium like percentage is really strong.
In
the past couple seasons.
Yeah. So remember, I always remember him. I don't reckon there's been many. Like prior to Deegan, he was the amateur that I reckon we heard so much about. Remember that there was just so much talk about Seth Hammaker. It's a really memorable name as well, so maybe there's part of that. But I remember anytime anyone was talking about amateurs, that was always talking about Seth Hammaker or Hammaker.
Who did he come through with? I'm struggling to remember.
I reckon. I think he was Team Green.
Yeah, it was Team Green. 510.
Yeah.
As far as like other riders, he came through.
Oh, other riders, yeah.
Was he in like Pierce Brown?
It would have been around. It would have been around Pierce, around Kitchen. Yeah. I mean, we get a new batch every year, man, so it's hard to keep up with.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up.
But I remember there was huge hype about him. Him coming through juniors. But the thing that with him was injuries, man. Just a lot of injuries.
Oh, it's been bad.
Yeah, it has been bad. And then Pierce Brown, like he's one of these guys. Like when he's at his best, he's fucking quick. He could surprise us and pinch a win. He's not a title contender to me at all. But if he won one race, had just pulled something out of his ass and won a race, that wouldn't surprise me either. So, and he's probably a guy who needs to do something this year.
Last year was not good.
Nah.
It was the year before, 3rd place in 250 East. But last year I don't even think he cracked the podium last year. Yeah.
So he needs to do something, or else I don't know if he'd have to be coming up contract, wouldn't he?
I think he is.
You'd think so. So it's a pretty important year, and he's there. I mean, geez, man, I like all riders, just about, not all, but nearly all. He's such a nice kid too, isn't he? Yeah. I want everyone to do well. Cool, man. Hey, before we wrap up, we better talk about Cole Davies, man. Your countryman.
Just back to 250 East?
Yeah, man. No, back it up. Yep.
J-Mart.
Hey, J-Mart. J-Mart is, man, he's my guy. Like, J-Mart, like, when it's all said and done, he's probably not my absolute favorite rider anymore, but he was for a long time, Yeah. And I'm a big J-Mart fan. But yeah, man, like this year, I have no expectations. I just hope he's out there having fun, making some money.
Do you think he snags a podium?
Oh, he could easy, yeah. Yeah, he could get a couple of podiums, especially Daytona. If he ever won a race again, I would be fucking going run around the house, So
yeah.
But yeah, it's a bit sort of like how I feel about AC, I suppose, where it's just they've just had shit luck.
That crash last year at Hangtown that was gruesome.
Some people just have fragile bodies, man.
Do you remember last year at Hangtown? He put his arm out and someone come and it fully folded around. It was gruesome.
Yeah. But yeah, he's just his little body. His little body's just full of steel and just beaten up and like fuck, man.
It doesn't bounce anymore.
I never did though. That's the thing, you know. It's funny because a lot of the time the little blokes aren't as injury prone as the
Like
lanky
Carmichael.
guys. Yeah, the little guys usually bounce a bit, whereas the lanky guys get tangled in themselves. And like, it's no surprise that AC with his build gets hurt. But J-Mart's sort of little stocky, little nuggety guy. You're like, it's actually unusual for them to that body shape to get us hurt, you know. But
That's
yeah,
funny.
dude.
You say like lanky dudes are more prone to getting hurt, but then you got Tim guys that just whiplashes himself every second weekend.
Yeah,
it
is.
manages to hang on most of the time.
It is. What does fucking Mathis call him? Gumby.
Something like that.
It's made out of fucking plasticine, you know. He's just fucking just bends and folds, and he's not normal. Yeah, you can't sort of compare and judge his crashes to anyone else. He's fucking not normal. Yeah, man.
It's never just a small tip over either.
Yeah, no, it's big. Yeah, like I don't buy the package to watch the MXGP, but I still see all the guys' crashes because they're that fucking big. They're that big. They get put all online everywhere. So yeah, awesome. Cole Davies, man, that was fucking great race.
Sorry, one more, last one. I promise.
Right, yeah, man, yeah. No, that's Triumph. All right. Triumph. Oh, of course. Yeah. Triumph.
Jalek Swollen, Evan Ferry.
Yeah, man. I just hope they have a decent, solid race, and they you know, I hope, you know, I mean, Evans new, like I hope Jalek makes the main on it and has a good, solid race. And especially for Jalek, I hope he doesn't get hurt, because the poor bugger, my God, he's had, especially with first rounds, fuck.
Oh, it's been terrible.
So I just hope that they have a smooth running weekend for their first go out. That's all I hope for them, and I think that's probably what they hope. No bike troubles, no bad crashes, a bike in the main, just tick some boxes. You know, that's it.
Yeah, definitely.
I think the bike looks really cool. They got really cool bunch of people on the team. You know, like for instance, like I thought that I was like really meh about the GK. I thought it was very.
Oh, really?
I was kind of underwhelming when I saw the Ducati. I don't know.
It's not everyone's cup of tea.
I can't really tell you why. There's a couple of little things I thought looked weird, but they weren't.
Is it the front fender being raw wide like an Aprilia?
The front, the front guard's weird, but the graphics were really sort of wrong and weird. And
yeah, that's the tie-in more with the MotoGP and World Superbike look.
Yeah, the graphics were really like, you don't put stickers there on a motorbike. That's not where they go, you know. And then
Ducati, they never stick to the box.
Yeah. And other than that, I just sort of, it looked like it almost, the rest of it sort of looked like a computer generated picture of a KTM and a Honda. You know, it's like
one of those bikes you see in like MXRS ATV or something, like the pre-made rainbow bikes.
Someone took a KTM and put some Honda plastics on it and a weird front end, and then put some bad stickers on it. Like, I don't know, it didn't do it for me. But you know, and I'm also sort of like, I know that Ducati road bikes are red and that, but I mean, fuck, like,
well, up to 4 now.
We got enough red. I think at least the beaters they're like red and blue. Like there's a lot of blue.
Yeah.
So they sort of really got that 2-color thing going, which differentiates. And I mean, KTM, the rumor was KTM wanted Gas to be red to piss Honda off, which I can totally believe. But yeah, it's time, like, you know, I know there's only so many colors out there, but have a crack at something else. You know, do something different.
I reckon grey with red accents would have been cool.
Something like that, yeah. That'd probably look cool. Be something different, something that really sets them apart. Yeah, you definitely have some red in the mix.
Has to
Or
be.
a white bike with red, or just just something different.
Mm.
Yeah, but yeah, the Triumph. My Cowie's black. Like I love black bikes. I love those black limited edition Yamahas. Like I love to the eye. It looks really sort of sleek and streamlined. It looks light, like in a picture. It looks like a light bike. I just
Yes.
like that. So yeah, yeah,
And everything just looks real neat and professional.
mm,
Like
yeah,
even down to all the welds,
mm,
it just looks like it's been put together very well.
yeah. One of the
Yeah,
things.
I just hope, like with Triumph, if even Ferry can just make all the mains,
Mm,
and same as Jalik, as long as
Jalek,
he's in
yeah,
every race, and I reckon he can get one or two top fives. I reckon that'll be
yeah.
sweet for them as a
I
first
mean,
year.
who knows how good the bike is? Like Jalek's plenty fast enough to get a podium, but
Mm,
just we're not going to expect that because of the bike development,
mm,
But who knows? They've got a hell of a good team been working on that. They got Ricky, they've got the old Rockstar Husqvarna team basically running the fucking
yep.
program, you know. Bobby Hewitt and who's the other guy? It'll come to me. That are sort of running the show and all that.
Scuba
So
Steve.
Scuba Steve, that's it. Yeah.
Yep.
So they've got people, people that know what they're doing, and a couple of good little riders, And then they also got Joey there as well,
Hmm.
and that sort of thing. So
And they got a good MXGP team as well
yep.
with Miguel Harrop and Camden McClellan.
I've no idea who they are, but I'll try and learn that this year.
Camden McClellan is from South Africa,
Okay. Yep.
and he's on the come up.
Yep.
He threw away a qualifying race win in Majora last year, I think with about 2 turns to go.
Yep.
So he's on the come up, and Miguel Harrop, he's got 1 or 2 more years left, so he's trying to make something of himself. It'll be good.
Yeah. I'm going to have to find out about all these guys because the only reason, man, it's only just been
Camden McClellan's got a good YouTube channel. Plenty of Triumph content on there.
It's just only been the cost of the package, man. Why I haven't watched the MXGP. At one stage, I was found someone that was doing a dodgy YouTube on them, and I watched a few.
Yep.
Or the best. That was in the best year too. It was the year with that huge championship battle where that was the
2020.
The 4 of them were like battling. Yeah, like Jeffrey, Tim, Tony, and would have been Febra, I guess. Who was the 4th
And
one?
Jorge was in there as well.
Oh yeah. And there was that big battle. That was I managed to watch a few races that year. But yeah,
I think viewer ratings were the highest during that last 3-round stint because it was very good.
The MXGP, they are hot on shutting down the pirate fucking streams and that. Like they are all over it. They don't fuck around. Like the AMA is pretty slack, so we used to get away with it.
Give it like half a day and AMA stuff will be down. But MXGP, you got literally an hour.
It was fucking it was going real quick. So yeah, I'll have to get onto it, man. All right, man. I just what have I got here? So we talked a little bit about India and Supercross and already. Cole Davies, man.
Cole Davies.
That was a fucking excellent race, man. That was such a good race. Like, dude. Thoughts?
I'm stoked for him, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm not shocked either.
Yeah, because you've seen him.
I've seen him since mini 50s.
Yeah.
And my family and his family, unfortunately, have clashed the whole way through.
Oh, okay. Oh, you get that.
Yeah.
But
not with me, with my younger brother Luke. They're
younger brother?
close in age, and they've raced from mini 50 all the way through.
Yeah, yeah.
And obviously
So
Cole's got
he's the rival of your little brother.
yes.
Cool. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, they were at it since minis.
Yeah.
And obviously Cole's gone to greater and bigger things, and
Yeah.
Luke's building houses now. So
okay, well, that's what happens, though, isn't it, man? Yeah. Right.
nah, it's pretty cool. Um, yeah, I'm stoked. I'm stoked that we've got a Kiwi to cheer for.
Yeah.
I'm on the fence on whether Dylan Walsh is a Kiwi or not, but
because Dylan Walsh, what's the
he's
story?
got
Because he's kind of English as well.
I may have the story wrong, but I feel like he was born in England and then moved to Christchurch at a young age and grew up for a good chunk in Christchurch, and then he was at MTF for many years, and then he's gone in between America and England since then.
Okay.
But either way, it's cool to see a Kiwi up there, and one that I've seen since waist high, basically, on little 50s.
Yeah.
It's quite cool.
Yeah. You know, I was saying to some American friends there, or I was typing in a chat, the population of New Zealand and the good riders that you've produced, it's fucking amazing. Like it's
it's bizarre. Is what it is.
Best in the world, as far as championship winning riders wherever they've won, or championship podiuming riders. Per population, the Kiwis are fucking miles in front of everyone. Like you think about the guys that have won and podiumed in the World Championships and in the States.
Mm.
And I looked it up. The whole population of New Zealand is a little bit less than just the population of Dallas. So there you go.
Sounds so right.
You imagine if all that many good riders had just come out of Dallas, It's even more than it come out of fucking San Diego, because San Diego was the original factory of the stars. Rick Johnson, Brock Glover, Ron Lachine, they all come out of San Diego, El Cajon, and San Diego's population is still probably half of New Zealand's population, So yeah,
it's great, and that's considering the logistical nightmare it is to go racing anywhere. Racing in Aussie is hard enough. Then you should go to Europe or the States.
Mm.
That's it's mind blowing.
It is
how many people were produced on a world stage, like King Brothers, Coppins, Townley, Del Hurley. Cody Cooper. I'm gonna just keep rambling them on.
Yeah. There's heaps, man. Yeah. Awesome, man. Awesome. And so Oceania Cup, man, that was just on.
Yes.
So for those that don't know, I think the main thing was the highlight of it, the women's race, the Oceania Cup women's race. Was that sort of the highlight of the show, or was that just what Aussies thought because our girls won?
Probably what the Aussies thought.
Yeah.
Because honestly,
that's why we all know about
MX1 to me. MX1 and MX2 were just great racing. I'm not sure if they're up on YouTube yet, but they should be up later in the week. C-Test Live. Sorry. C-Test Live if anyone's curious.
Yep.
But it was good to see the quality of the Aussie chicks compared to ours. She was there. Supposedly she has a collarbone injury. I'm not too sure about that. But she was there, and our other two top chicks, what were their names? Roma Edwards and Amy Roberts, they are both injured. Unfortunately.
So so it sort of fucked it then, didn't it? Because
we had one. We had one chick that was somewhat competitive with the Aussie chicks, but other than that, you'd be looking at half a track, if not more, behind.
Yeah, because I was seeing like our 5 girls were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know.
Yeah,
and I was thinking like,
Emma Milicevic should have been
Duncan?
6th, but she made contact with forget who, went down, bent or broke a brake disc.
Ah, righto. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of cooked it. But so she still finished 7th, so
yeah,
bloody good either way.
But I think for our girls though, it looked like it was a really cool experience anyway, and that, you know, like
it was cool just to watch the girls just race.
Yeah,
it was bloody good.
I reckon the girls
first race was really good.
Yeah,
and Charlie was out front, and Taylor Thompson was like nipping at her. Same as Taylor McCutcheon.
Yeah.
Taylor Thompson was just throwing the kitchen sink at Charlie.
It
got quite hairy at times.
She's one of the most fun riders to watch in the whole Aussie Nationals, I reckon, Taylor Thompson. She's fucking tiny, man. And she's just fucking
has no chill at all.
Just so aggressive rider for a little chick. Yeah, it's really cool, man. And like Charlie, man, like, did you see the fucking size of the fucking gash in her
that was
leg?
Bad.
Fucking hell, man. That must have been
savage.
sore. That must have been sore.
Getting flashbacks of Dino's ass cheeks.
It was like, for those that, you know, don't know or don't even know who we're talking about. So Charlie Cannon, she's our top women's motocrosser in Australia. She's been over to do GPs last year. Be going back again this year, I'm pretty sure. And she just recently
racing in the States because they got a new women's championship.
Even better, you know. But yeah, just recently, like very recently, she cut open a sort of a quad about a fucking probably 10 inches.
It was pretty big.
10 inches long, and man, like, and it was opened up like 3 inches wide. You know, it was like fucking hell. It was bad, like bad. You know, it's bad when Instagram blurs it because asks if you really want to see it.
Any contact with foot pegs is just, it's never good. Let me look at my jawbone. Smash that right off.
Yeah,
that's blurred on Instagram as well.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I've only ever cut myself open bad on a bike once, and that wasn't a long cut, but it was a deep cut. It was like a fucking stabbing. So I got like a hole in my leg, but never good, man. Yeah, they're tangling with foot pegs and back sprockets and all that sort of stuff. That's your worst nightmare.
She still looked bloody good though.
Yeah,
you can definitely tell she's a bit more conservative.
Yeah,
but nevertheless, very good.
It would have been good, man, to see her square off against Duncan. You know, I mean, I know they raced the GPs, but
I feel like Duncan still has an edge over Charlie.
Oh, she does. Yeah, she does. Well, I mean, Charlie might have progressed, but last year, you know, Duncan was winning over there, and when Charlie went over, Charlie was sort of 4-7. You know, more 4 with a few mistakes. You know, she was a podium nipper. But yeah, you know, Courtney Duncan is the fastest chick in the world. You know, she's what everyone else is aiming for. So
that's another interesting thing. We've had 2 Kiwi women's world champions.
You have 2. Who's the other one?
Do you remember Catherine Prum? Sort of like. I don't remember Catherine Prum.
I don't remember the name. Nah.
I forget what year before my time of watching and following the sport.
Okay.
Like late 2000s.
Okay. Maybe. Yeah.
But she was world champion and very good as well. Bizarre.
Just all more fast Kiwis, eh?
Courtney Duncan, though, what year was it? I want to say it was 2016. She raced Woodville, the race I was just at.
Yeah.
That's just been. She raced the MX2 class and won. Against Hamish Harwood, Max Purvis,
and
Josiah Natsky.
Bloody hell. That's
That's
fuck, I didn't
mental.
know. That's mental, all right, man.
And now any Aussie listeners will recognise those three
You
names.
know those
And they're
names.
no slouch.
That's like, geez. Like those so US listeners might remember Hamish Harwood coming over and doing a national last year and doing really well
On the
didn't he?
two-stroke.
Yeah. What did he do?
He was low 20s.
But what race did he do?
Washougal, the two-stroke challenge. Remember
Washougal.
that motor being set up?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. And he did really well. And the US media was like, who is this guy? And we knew who he was because he's a guy that he would work a full-time job in New Zealand, get the Friday off, fly to an Aussie national, practice until dark on Friday night, and then go out and run like sixth against the best Aussies. So and then fly home to start work on Monday morning. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's an insane schedule.
Yeah, he did the whole series like that.
Injured his hand at Woodville.
Yeah. Oh, did he?
I don't know if you've seen that on Instagram.
No.
He hit his head on a wooden batten. That was inside of a turn marker. Smashed his hand. Blood. It swells up like yay big. Blood everywhere. But still raced and won. Clean swept the MX1 class against Jed Beaton.
Yeah, I seen he beat Jed.
Now
there you go. So everyone would know Jed Beaton if you and Hamish beat him straight up, which is bang. There you go. That shows how fast he is. So, yeah. All right, man.
So hopefully he's all right to go for this weekend.
Hopefully he is, man, and hopefully, and we'll see him back over here as well. Hopefully this year, Hamish.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. All right, man. I reckon that's just about got us done for the old our first crack here at a quarterly season review. I still haven't figured out exactly what I'm going to call it. I'll figure that out before I type the heading in and post it out, the audio and video versions. Call it the I had a few things going through my head first quarter review and a few things. I'll come up with something better than that. And so we'll do another one of these, man, at after round 8, and hopefully we're just coming off another fucking cracking round like we are now, and spirits are up and lots to talk about, and we'll certainly know a lot more. We'll really know what's happening in the 450 class by then.
Yes, we will have some form of a pattern to work off.
There will be definitely a pattern, and we will know a fair, we'll know a little bit about the East by then, and we'll know a lot about the West. We'll really know where the West is going by then. So, all right, cool, man. I don't think I'll worry about doing Kenny Rogers for these ones unless you really had your heart set on it.
Up to you, Steve. Up to you.
Nah, that's all right, man. No, we'll just leave that to the main shows, I reckon. And,
all right.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much, Blake, for joining in and helping out doing this. Good luck with the Moto Rundown show. I'll be listening in as soon as you got it going.
Yep. Can I do a little plug for that again?
Absolutely, man. Go your hardest.
All right. So anyone who's somewhat wanting to watch, it'll be this Saturday, New Zealand time. There will be a live stream on CTAS Live, CTAS Live. It's a free live stream if you want to chip in and watch the racing. My Instagram, the Moto Rundown. Try post results up as quick as possible. Reception's not the greatest at Rotorua, so I will try my best. And lastly, I want to wish my little brother Lukey the best. It'll be his first crack at senior nationals in MX1. He'll be 17 years old, and he'll be on a MC252 stroke.
Nice, man. Well, good luck to Luke Maitland this weekend then, hey? I'll put I'll put links up when I do the posts for this. I'll put links to your Insta on everything too, so people, if people can have a look at that.
Perfect.
And yeah, get on. And if people do want to jump on your stream and check out the New Zealand Nationals, just again, some of the riders that they're going to see. So Hamish Harwood that we've just been talking about.
Yep.
Who else? Who else is the front runners? Cody Cooper still going around.
Yep. I'm not. He double classed last weekend. I don't know if he's going to do it because he was quite tired after double classing.
Okay,
so Cody Cooper will be in one of the two classes.
Yep.
He is a defending MX2 champion, so
yep.
It's hard to know what class he'll want to run.
How many times is he?
Oh, he's 10-time New Zealand champion.
10 times Cody Cooper. Yeah.
Yep, Jed Beaton and MX1.
Yep.
I'm not sure who else after that. I've heard a couple of Aussies might be coming over.
Yep.
But I'm not going to confirm that because I don't know myself.
Yep.
MX2, Cody, if he turns up in that class. James Scott, Maddox Dixon, Aussie Caleb Ward is racing.
Yep.
Again, it's Kobe Drew. He'll be at the first
Drew's
round.
coming over, is he?
Yep. Oh, he was over at Woodville as well.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. He should be a lot better. And the women's class will be racing as well.
Yep.
I know Taylor McCutcheon is doing it.
Okay. Yep. Good.
I haven't confirmed who else is because there's no entry forms that have been confirmed. But either way, it will be very good. And hopefully doesn't rain. Because that'll be nothing worse than fucking riding in the rain.
What does Rotorua hold up like in the rain? Does it go to shit?
Depends on how it's prepped.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Last time they rained for a national there, Cody Cooper was pedaling around the whole track, sort of thing.
Jeez.
But when I raced nationals in 2020, it rained for the last race, and it was real skatey. So it's a toss-up on if the rain comes and what time.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed it stays away. I've actually checked the forecast a little bit, but we got either way.
All right, man. Thank you very much for joining in to help out, man. And thank you to anybody who's listened.
Cheers.
Thanks, man.